I cannot believe these knives are 24 years old. These two pieces are about 24 years old. You don't have to buy all the pieces that you want all at the same time. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Love Marbie, where we talk about all things home, heart, and hosting. I'm Michelle Marbie Davies, and if you are new here, just imagine if Oprah and Martha Stewart had a baby. I would basically be the end result because I love all things rich conversations, but I also love hosting, entertaining, gathering people, and elevating my home. Now, if there was one person who deeply inspires my taste, my style, and basically is like an older, richer version of me, like a twin that was born just before me, that would be my aunt. You've probably heard me talk about her before and seen me filming in her kitchen, which is what you see around me and behind me. And honestly, for years, even in the home that she lived in before this one, I have loved her taste. I've learned so much from her when it comes to style and how to put a home together and really take pride in your space. Now, she has impeccable taste, but the thing that I enjoy about her is she is willing to put her money where her mouth is and invest in pieces that actually will stand the test of time. And I sat this week and I was thinking, there's probably a lot of things in this home that are almost the same age as me. There are things in here that are over 2 decades old, 24 years old, 26 years old. And I thought, what a treat it would be to share that with you. So we're going to run through this really quickly and explore some of the plates, the crockery, the pots and pans that are over 2 decades old. And the great thing about all of them is that they would still look great on any table and in any kitchen today. So let's walk through the pieces that are over 2 decades old in my aunt's kitchen. Okay, so we're gonna breeze through these as quickly as possible. My aunt loves Le Creuset. She has a much larger collection than these two, but these two pieces are about 24 years old. This is one of the largest ones that I've seen. I think it says 40 on the inside. And honestly, she's raved about them for years. My grandma used to love Le Creuset as well. And it's just one of those things that many of us in our family just love and enjoy using. I love the fact that it might feel like a splurge initially, but they are a brand that stands behind the quality of their products. So I believe when she had an issue with another piece that she had, maybe a couple years ago, they replaced it. And that piece was over 2 decades old. I love this. She has a lot more that are not in this red color and this beige color. I can't remember the specific color that this is. But I also love the fact that with the knobs and the new gold ones that they've released, you can just update the collection. So all she's done is swap out the knobs. And honestly, I think these are such a great heirloom. They're a great gift if you have someone special in your life and you're thinking of a wedding gift to get them. Fantastic, because it will stand the test of time. Once you look after them and you treat them with care, I think one of the things that people do when it comes to pots in general, but also Le Creuset pots, is you tend to cook on a much higher heat than you need, which is another thing that I learned from my aunt. And when you do that, you kind of end up damaging your pots a lot quicker. I don't know about everyone else's cultural background, but I'm Nigerian, and I feel like sometimes we believe subconsciously that if we're not cooking on high heat, we're not cooking. And sometimes instead of it being high heat, you can just turn it down to medium and you will probably do a lot less damage to your pots. They will look a lot less worn out and last you a whole lot longer. But yeah, as always, I think these are a great investment if you know how to look after them over the years. The next item that my aunt has, which was basically a no-brainer for me to also purchase, is the KitchenAid, which is about 23 years old. I always encourage people, whether it's for your first home, your first apartment, or even if it's a gift that you want to get someone special, it feels like a splurge, but it will last you a lifetime. This is 23 years old, and because she got it in the chrome silver color, you can literally just move this from kitchen to kitchen. It will work with most finishes, most colors. You can get something that's, pink or, a green that feels like, enjoyable to you or reflective of your taste. But I love getting options in this that kind of work with any kitchen. The one I've got is like a meringue biscuit color, like a beige, and I think it has speckles of glitter in mine. But honestly, I love the fact that this can go from kitchen to kitchen and still look great over the years. It works fantastically well. Like when you move it, you can tell, oh, it's actually quite heavy, and you can tell it's been around for a while, but it does the job and it's great. And if you want to get more bang for your buck, you can add attachments or purchase the attachments. So you can make pasta, you can make ice cream, you can grind meat, you can chop vegetables, right? And what she's done is swap out the bowl. So the original bowl that it came with, the stainless steel bowl, is still there. And she's just added a black ceramic bowl. And there's so many options of these that can really complement any kind of kitchen that you have. And I just love how versatile this is, how classic it is. And it's going to be a great investment every single time. And also, if you do want to keep it out on your countertops, it's something that just complements your space well and makes it look elevated. And you know we love elevated spaces over here, okay? Still on the topic of pots, my aunt is basically like an evangelist for All-Clad, and I can see why. I have started to build up my collection by basically stealing hers. No, she has a whole lot of pieces and she's collected them over the years. And that's something that I'm learning from her as well with time. Like, you don't have to buy all the pieces that you want all at the same time, especially if it's something as classic and as timeless as these. You can add to your collection and build over time. So every time I come here, I take one more pan that I can add to my collection back at home. But honestly, they are gorgeous. You can feel the quality and the weight of them. And I know that there are many other alternatives, and there's some people and some chefs who might be a lot more technical and state their preferences for other brands. But I know that All-Clad is a brand that you just know the quality is there. I believe these are, one second. I made notes while I was talking to her, so I wanted to double check, but these are about 26 years old, which is mind blowing. If it's cost per wear or cost per use, trust me, you've gotten your value. And the thing is, like I said, you want to make sure you're not cooking on extra high heat. And also what she shared with me before was not to, I think recently in one of the pans that I took from her, I added cold oil to the hot pan while something else was already cooking in it, and it left a kind of mark. But you can get that out with Barkeeper's Friend or the pink stuff. But as with anything, there's ways to look after it to make sure it stands the test of time and it doesn't look worn out and haggard. But with some, over time, they will look as old as they are, just because it's like, it's not a showroom, it's not a show home. You are using these to cook and to nourish yourself and your family. But if you want to bring them back to life, I know that Barkeeper's Friend or the pink stuff or any gentle abrasive cleaner will just refresh them. And the thing is, you can do that once every quarter, and it just makes sure that it doesn't get to the point where it's like the point of no return. But yeah, these are a lot older than I thought they would actually be. 10 out of 10. If there's one thing my aunt has told me to invest in over the years, it is good quality knives. These are from Wusthof and they're about 24 years old and they still work beautifully, especially if you look after them well. I think when it comes to knives, one of the things that people often don't realize is ideally you don't want to pop them in the dishwasher because you're just going to make them blunt over time. You want to make sure you wash them by hand and you dry them quickly so that rust doesn't form on them. And then also when it comes to spending good money on good quality knives, I think people get intimidated because you're often thinking in terms of buying it in a big set. Most people don't need 10 knives. Even the chefs that you love and respect, a lot of them have like one favorite, like chef's knife, one maybe for like carving meat or whatever it is, a bread knife. Like, you need a couple of knives that you know you're going to use predominantly over time, but you don't need a set of 24 because this is not you, okay? Is the show called You? I can't remember, where the guy keeps like chopping them up. Anyway, oh, I might cut that out. This is not the TV show You, where you need knives for other purposes, okay? You just need a good quality knife that you're going to use every day for vegetables. Maybe you might need a bread knife, and the other one that I have is a Santoku knife at home. But I cannot believe these knives are 24 years old. Of course, over the years, you are going to need to sharpen them, but if you look after your knives well, you won't need to keep buying them over and over again. Also, I believe most or a lot of people have said when you keep them in those wooden blocks, it can also make them blunt. So I would just suggest putting them in your drawer, or sometimes people have the magnetic blocks so the knives aren't constantly like grating or sawing against wood every time they go in. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Now, when it comes to plates, my aunt has more than I could possibly dream of covering in any one YouTube video. I might, if you guys want to see more of her collection, let me know and I'll run through all of it, but I will need like a day to pull everything out. But these are from Villeroy Boch and she has a lot of their pieces and I can understand why. It is fantastic. I believe this is, I want to say 22 years old. Hold on, let me double check. I should just keep the notes beside me, but yes, these are about 22 years old. It's the Floria pattern, the House and Garden collection. And I love how elegant it looks and how timeless it looks, but also there's a sense of place playfulness because of the pattern from the garden collection. And every time we're having brunch or, you know, breakfast or anything that feels a little informal, but I still want it to look elevated, I pull these out, and you can definitely tell they're great quality. It's fine china, and there's just so many beautiful things about it. And because of the green color on there as well, I think it works beautifully on tablescapes where you have like florals, greenery, hydrangeas. It just elevates and lifts the table in a way that not much else would. And I love these plates. I always use them whenever I come over to visit. The one obsession that I have that I feel like is truly justified is this Villeroy Boch set that my aunt has. It's the Foglia set from the House and Garden collection, and I'll insert close-ups, but the details on the dish, 10 out of 10. I will show you other pieces from it, but I just love this. It's elegant, it's classic, it's timeless. With any tablescape that you put together, this would work beautifully. It's about 23 years old, I believe, and I adore this collection. Like, it's just gorgeous. I don't know if they still create it, but look at the butter dish. Like, whenever we're hosting and it's a chance for me to put out a butter dish, if it's like brunch or if I'm making shakshuka and there's sourdough that we want to add butter to, 10 out of 10. It's gorgeous, it's stunning, it's fine china, so you may not want to leave this out as your everyday butter dish if you have kids or if you have people who may not be as careful with your collection, but I adore this. Like, if I lived alone, well, I do live alone, but if I had this, I would definitely have this out every day, and if guests are coming over, I might put it away because people break your stuff and then tell you sorry, and then they'll tell you, oh my God, your house has too many fragile things in it. Well, be careful, because what? Honestly, nothing makes me happier than drinking out of this teacup and saucer set. It's so good. Like, I'm on the hunt currently for a teacup and saucer set that I can bring out after dinner for teas and coffees. And I want something that's simple, classic, and elevated. And I struggle to find a combination of all three of those things. But this just is timeless. Like, I can't believe after 2 decades plus, it still is something that I would want to bring out after dinner in this day and age. And it's the perfect shade. I'm going to wait for the sun to go down a bit and show you the details, but it's the perfect shade of white. It's not so white that it feels cheap, and it's not so creamy that it feels like, yeah, not great. 10 out of 10. I love this collection. Love it. Bonus points for the teapot or coffee pot that also has a base where you can add a tea light to warm it up. Oh, cute. Okay, honorable mention for the glassware, because when it's good quality glassware, you can feel the difference. I know this style of glassware is probably a lot more vintage. I believe these are Waterford, and I do think they are 24 years old or so, but the weight and the quality is just amazing. And I've started collecting some of these from RCR, I believe, but this style of glassware that kind of looks like a whiskey glass, I just think is gorgeous. I love drinking water from a glass like this, but these are from Waterford, and there's also this pattern from Waterford, which is the same age, and it feels a lot lighter, but it's still, you can tell it's good quality. It's like when you pick up good cutlery and it has a good weight to it. Like, I don't like eating from cutlery that's just, it feels a bit flimsy, you know. It's gonna get bent out of shape too quickly, but you can tell these are great quality and I love them. And I feel like more and more we're leaning back into at least the tumblers that kind of feel and look like this and are a bit vintage-esque, and still have a bit of weight to it, but would still look gorgeous on any tablescape you put together right now. This is also one of my favorite glasses to drink from when I'm here. It's from Villeroy Boch, and I believe this is over 20 years old as well, but the weight is gorgeous. It is very vintage, definitely not like super uber modern, but it's just stunning. And with any tablescape or on a breakfast tray for breakfast in bed with some orange juice, ooh, it's just good. Like, it's just a good glass. Let me go get myself a cup of water from it. Now, when it comes to good quality china, I don't feel like the girlies are putting this on their wedding registry anymore. Should I say the couples? Maybe they are, and maybe I'm just not aware. But this is from my aunt's wedding china, and I absolutely love it. It's from Lenox, and I think it's the braided collection, and it's stunning. 24 or 26 years old, one of them. Either way, this would look great if you are serving teas and coffees after dinner, and the whole collection is timeless and elevated. It's fine china, so of course it's a bit more delicate, but I love the fact that you can pass these down as heirlooms. It's things that can be treasured and enjoyed, and I see people kind of leaning into going thrifting to find pieces that look like that, and I'm just like, if you can afford it, get yourself a gorgeous collection that you enjoy. Maybe it's pieces that you have only for yourself when no one else is around, or it's pieces that you bring out on special occasions. Either way, having a collection of fine china that stands the test of time it's just 10 out of 10. It makes sense, right? And I love the little pieces from this collection. I love the fact that you can mix different plates into other pieces. Like if you had a plain white plate, you could layer that with some of this collection or anything else that you have. And I just can't believe that it's over 2 decades old. And to me, it just speaks to the quality of the pieces. There's so much more in the collection that she has, like a little serving dish for soup. There's platters, there's teapots, there's sugar pots. There's like so much. And I just miss seeing a lot more people invest in putting crockery and china on their wedding registry or their gift list for people to gift them. Even I feel like you could start doing that for your birthdays. Like when you have a milestone birthday, a 30th birthday, man or no man, put some china, put some fine china on that gift list and get people to gift you that, and just know that you can enjoy it in the different seasons of life. That is it from me with this video. I know there's probably pieces that I have missed, and my aunt's collection is just breathtaking. I wish I could show you everything, maybe the next time I am here, but there are so many gorgeous, stunning pieces that she has collected over the years, and we have similar tastes, and it differs in some ways. Like I feel like she's definitely probably got a lot more traditional taste than I do. I feel like I lean more modern, sometimes masculine, but still love the elegance. I think the elegance is where we probably overlap. But yeah, I think her collections are gorgeous, stunning. And if you'd like to see more, let me know and I'll try and figure that out for another video the next time I'm here. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have anything you want to learn about or see, let me know and I'll be sure to touch on it in the next few videos over the next couple of months. Bye guys.